Everybody has some idea of what constitutes assault. If, for example, if you strike somebody physically with your fist or even with a weapon, that constitutes assault. Assault is defined now in legislation as the application of force by one person, or as including the application of force by one person on another. Now, you don't have to physically touch the person. It states in the legislation that you can assault somebody by applying any form of energy to their body, such as heat, light, electric current, noise, etc., or any liquid substance or any gaseous substance. For example, if you turn a hose on somebody, that's actually assault. But what many people don't realise, or what people often don't realise, is that you don't have to make any physical contact at all to be guilty of the offence of assault. Assault is defined as doing or saying anything that leads the victim to fear that force will be applied to them. In other words, even verbal abuse, if it puts the person in fear of an actual physical contact, that would constitute assault. Particularly if that verbal abuse occurs in a public place, using the threat of violence to compel somebody to do something they don't want to do, that also constitutes assault. There are three types of assault, basically. Common assault, where there isn't much harm done, or where that carries a maximum sentence of up to 6 months, and it can be prosecuted in a district court. Assault causing harm, section 3 assault. That is a more serious situation, and it occurs when actual physical harm is done to somebody, and the prosecution authorities must decide what category the actual assault falls into. It will be prosecuted on an indictment, and it can carry a prison sentence of up to 7 years maximum now. And the final type of assault is assault causing very serious harm to somebody, inflicting life-threatening injuries or something of that nature. That, of course, is the most serious form of assault. And it carries it can carry an indefinite. The sentencing for that is indefinite. It can be you can be sentenced for up to life for an offence like that. Now, the offence of assault is usually looked at in conjunction with the offence of harassment. Now, harassment is defined if you're persistently watching another person, interfering with their lifestyle, following them to and from work, standing ostentatiously outside their house, etc. All that can constitute harassment, which is an offence that can carry up to a maximum of 5 years imprisonment. And that's particularly directed at stalkers. Interestingly, harassment, the offence of harassment can include persistently phoning somebody, making unwanted phone calls to somebody on a persistent basis. That, if done often enough and regularly enough, can constitute harassment. Now, there are a number of offences in relation of harassment where the conduct occurs in what is defined as a public place. Now, public place is defined as including, it's not exclusive, but it includes roads, public parks, recreational areas, cemeteries, churchyards, public transport vehicles, etc. It's an offence to conduct yourself in a disorderly manner in those public places between the hours of 12 at night and 7 a.m. in the morning. Conduct likely to cause serious offence or annoyance to members of the public. That is a specific offence for which somebody can get quite a significant sentence. Threatening, abusive and insulting words or behaviour in a public place is also constitutes harassment and is also a public order offence. People have often asked me about begging, people begging on the streets, etc. Now, if that begging is done in an intimidating manner, which causes fear in the person approached, that is defined as an offence under the Public Order Act and can carry a punishment up to and including a prison sentence. Trespassing on another person's property in a way that's likely to cause the other person to fear for their safety, that also constitutes an offence. So as people can see, there are a wide range of offences involving assault and harassment. Assault doesn't have to be, you don't have to make physical contact with somebody. You can do it, say, with water, gas, electricity, heat, etc. or you don't have to make contact at all, in fact, if your conduct is such as puts them in fear that serious, or that you will make contact with them and thereby cause them harm. So many people who are the victims of that sort of behaviour and that sort of carry on have a case to go to the Gardaí and make a complaint if they so wish. Incidentally, it's also assault is also a civil wrong, so you could bring an action for damages for assault. But the main remedy, of course, is to go to the Gardaí and make an actual complaint. And the Gardaí and the prosecution authorities will then decide what action to take and what category the particular activity falls into.